y'all? Welcome to Fight Talk with me, Jimmy Dukes, here on the Jimmy Dukes YouTube channel. We have a upcoming prospect, crazy knockout this past weekend, Manuel Morales. How are you, brother?
Good. Thank you for having me, brother. Thank you.
Hey, man, thanks for your time, man. Yeah, I got to commentate your debut, man. Let's kind of get into it. Your debut, amateur MMA. Bout. How did you feel leading up to the fight? For your debut.
Oh man, honestly nervous for that whole 8 to 10 week camp, and then kind of just fight week. I was just like, you know what, it is what it is. What happens happens. I kind of just lived with the. I made the worst possible outcome, and I was comfortable with it. So I feel like that kind of calmed me down.
Nice, man. You looked great in there, man. You for those who didn't watch, man, Empire Promotions threw an awesome card June 21st up at NMSU, man. Manuel made his debut against an 0-3 guy or 0-4 guy, so the guy who had some experience. When you're going into this fight, did you kind of look at that experience kind of like no big deal, or just kind of another opponent across from you?
I looked at it as like, yeah, although he may have lost a bunch and stuff, that's still 4 more fights than I have. That's still a lot of more octagon time than I have. So I was like, I didn't know anything about him. I was just kind of nervous going into that because I didn't know what I was getting into. But
Yeah, man. I mean, for you being nervous, you did well, man. You got the TKO finish in the first round. And yeah, overhand right, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking at the video right now. Overhand right, clinch, knee. He went down and you just finished it. Kind of walked through that finish there. Were you surprised that you got it done so early?
it kind of, yeah, kind of, because I didn't. This is my first time fighting, so I don't know what I have or possess.
Yeah.
So I I threw a two step through to clinch, and then I threw a knee. I think the first one kind of connected on the chest, and then the
Yeah.
second got him
Yeah.
on the chin. And once he dropped, I was like, go all out. So
Yeah.
he, as he started to build back up, I wanted to sink my hooks in and try to get the choke, but he got flattened out, and then I just finished it from there.
Yeah, man, that was a great finish, and I was very impressed, man. And it was cool to see. I've known Burchek for some time now, and he always has great students. Anytime that he puts anybody in competition, I always kind of make sure that guy gets the props, because I don't think he'd ever set up any of his fighters or students to be in a position that they're not prepared for. But with that kind of being said, let's kind of get into like what got you into fighting. For a lot of people that don't know you, you just said this was your first fight. You didn't know how you felt. Like, what got
Yeah.
you into combat sports? I know you played football before. I want to say you have a wrestling background, but what led to you getting into the cage for the first time?
Well, back in like when Marcos Mondana fought Floyd Mayweather, I was like, okay, that boxing's pretty cool, and I would hit mitts for whoever could hold with me. And then I always thought like, oh, I could be a boxer.
Yeah.
But then I kind of pushed away from that because I kept playing football and I was doing good. And then when Conor McGregor fought Eddie Alvarez, that's when that spark came back, and I was like, you know what? Let me. I can try to do this. I
Yeah.
could see myself doing this, and then that went away again because I kept playing football, kept doing good. Kind of after my senior year, after our senior season, I was like, I don't know what to do anymore because I didn't want to play football anymore because I didn't have that fear of going into the field anymore.
Hmm.
And then that's when I ran into Burchek and our wrestling room, and I was like, I want to wrestle. Let's wrestle. And then during our media day, I was like, yo, I want to fight for you. And then he was like, well, let's get through this wrestling season first, and then after wrestling, we'll get you training, and then get you started on a fight career, and then it kind of just built from there. I remember like after a week or two of training, I asked him of fighting, and then he's like, "Dude, no, you're not ready." and I was like, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, but I'm just letting you know I'm still interested in it."
Yeah.
And kind of, it just blossomed into its own. They thought I was ready, and I'm pretty sure I proved them right.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing stories like that. You already were an athlete in other sports, and you kind of loop around back to your wrestling, and then you're like, hey, I'll sign up for a fight. And to credit to your coaches, they're like, yeah, I mean, we could throw you in there, but you're not ready. And
Yeah,
it seemed like that little time in between whenever that was to now paid off dividends, right?
yeah, for sure. I kind of bugged him like a year, not even a year, like a few months after I graduated. I graduated last year,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "You're not ready, dude." And then I was just, then it didn't happen until like a few, maybe May of this year, where they were like, "Okay, you want to sign up for a Muay Thai fight?" That fell out, and then they were like, "Yo, let's just throw him into an MMA fight," and then it ended up working out for us.
Nice. So you didn't have any exhibition fights before this?
No,
Get
just
out.
live, just live sparring rounds.
Yeah, I mean, but still, man, I commend you and I give you credit for that because I feel like now that I'm kind of getting more and more combat sports athletes, they talk about getting the jitters out with smokers, or exhibition fights. But the fact
Yeah,
that you're like, I was signing up for a Muay Thai, it fell through, and they're like, hey, you just get in there. Let's fight a guy that's 0-4 who's fought 4 different times, and you haven't even had an exhibition. You know what I
yeah,
mean? The fact that you came down here from Arizona and and put it on him, man. That was awesome.
yeah, man. It was surreal, man, because it was like I worked so hard, and to have that outcome, the whole week felt good. Weight cut was really easy, and it was just a fun time.
Yeah, man. So speaking of weight classes, is that where you're gonna kind of stick at, or you're gonna go lower, or what? What do you at, like? Because you're a young
Probably,
guy. You're a young
yeah,
guy. So I mean, you can cut if you want to, but you look solid at that weight class.
yeah. They were joking about like, "Oh, dude, you don't even look like you're dying," which I really didn't. And then they're all like, "Oh, you could probably make 45," and I was like, "Nah, I- I'm I'm good staying up at 55."
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, I'm not going down to 45."
Right. Hey, man. After a couple more, man, you might be too lean, and you might as well go to 145. But
Yeah,
man, you
maybe.
look. Yeah, man. But you looked great as your debut. I mean, it was a pleasure calling your first debut fight, man.
Yeah,
Me
I
and Dom
appreciate it, man.
we're having such a good time, and I remember you came after and talked to Dom, which was cool, man. I've gotten to know Dom for the past couple months and working with him, and it's cool that athletes inspire each other and help each other out, and I feel like that was so awesome. For a lot of people didn't see it, I'll be posting that up. But yeah, I thought it was a cool little moment for you to come out and just give some props, and then go celebrate with your team.
Yeah, man. We ended up going 2-0 on the night. Pretty good. Shout out to Brandon Yandel, new heavyweight champ.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he looked good, and I'll be speaking to him sometime too, man. But anything coming any down the line, you want to get back in there right away? You want to chill a little bit? I mean, what are the plans for you in the near future?
Ah, man. I'm gonna give myself into, even though I didn't take damage, I'm gonna still be training a little bit. Not as much for now. Probably come July 1st is when I'll get back full time because I got a lot of work to catch up on. But yeah, I'm looking back. Me and Berchek are looking back into getting into maybe October,
Yeah,
around there, an
yeah. I mean,
October return.
nice at 155, or we're gonna see you at 45.
Nah, 55, man. Ain't gonna go any lower, man.
Yeah, man, you look great, man, and it was a pleasure, like I said, for you to come down here, man. And I didn't really get to speak to you, but I do appreciate your time here. And
Yeah, of course,
before,
man.
yeah, man, before we get out of here, you want to shout anybody out, any teammates, your gym, your sponsors, anything like that?
Man, shout out to 10th Planet Tucson Tortec MMA, man. They without them, I probably wouldn't be fighting. Um, Shout out to all my training partners, all my coaches, all the sponsors that were on my shorts, Mobile IV Nurses, Cienega Wrestling. Shout out to all of them, man. Much love to all of them, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, I look forward to following your career, man. I got to see the first fight for you guys. Don't know, man. 1-0 now. Amateur debut, success for Empire Promotions. Hopefully, we get to see him in Fight in Empire, if not wherever promotion you're fighter, man. I wish you the best, and I look forward to keeping up with you on social media, man. So thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it, Jimmy. You're the best.
Hey, man. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Make sure you guys keep up with all the interviews here, man. If you guys don't know, we are following combat sports in the Southwest, reaching out to all different types of people. So I do appreciate Manuel's time in here. And we're going to be talking to more and more athletes leading up to prior events and new events coming up. But until next time, guys, thank you guys so much for your time and support. Peace out, guys.